All right, guys, welcome back to Late Night Live. This is where we talk about all the stuff the mainstream, lamestream pretends doesn't exist, and where I remind you that justice in this country has the lifespan of a gas station hot dog. So let's get into it, man. We're living in what I would call the nothing ever happens era. The government could walk on stage in broad daylight, juggle a stack of classified documents, sacrifice a goat, and CNN would call it a mostly peaceful ritual activity. Every week we get a new headline that looks like the beginning of a revolution, and every week it ends the same way. Nothing happens because this is WWE with suits. And nowhere is that more obvious than the latest episode of Elite People Get Away with Everything. A judge just dismissed the indictment against James Comey. Yes, that James Comey, along with Letitia James. Not because they're innocent, not because were proven right. No, because the prosecutor wasn't appointed correctly. A technicality. The kind of thing that would never save you or me if your paperwork was off. Man, you're getting cuffed behind the Waffle House. When they mess up, paperwork, whatever, oops, guess the entire case just gets thrown out. Halligan's appointment was invalid, they said. Therefore, everything that was touched, including Comey's indictment, gets wiped like Hillary Clinton's hard drive. Letitia James gets pulled into the same magic show, okay? Case dismissed without prejudice, meaning it could technically return, but we all know it won't. We're back to square one that nothing ever happens. Meanwhile, the entire internet's out here posting memes. Oh, yeah, justice. Go team. I remember the Obama was treason. I was like, no, nothing's going to happen. But everybody like, no, he's coming. He's coming, draining the swamp. Shit, he's back in Lindsey Graham, the swamp. But the sad part is that this isn't even a joke anymore, okay? Let me play the clip for you.
Dismissed. The judge ruling the appointment of interim U.S. Attorney Lindsey Halligan violated the Constitution. The judge also criticized the DOJ for allowing an FBI agent who viewed Comey's privileged materials to testify to the grand jury. Now, the judge also tossed the case against Letitia James. Donna, we are just getting this on the wire. Talk to us about your top line thoughts in this moment.
Well, frankly, I'm not really surprised about the appointment of the Attorney General on that situation. I did think that was going to be an issue, and I did think from the very beginning that Comey was going to have a valid legal argument. And what's interesting about the decision is it doesn't go to whether or not crimes are actually committed. It just goes to the way in which the prosecutor was appointed. So I'm not surprised legally when it comes to that issue.
Right. Do we foresee at all then an appeal or a different than prosecution, a second bite of the apple then with procedural things intact?
Yes, it's a 29-page opinion. I was just reading through it. So sorry if I looked.
It won't. But let's pivot, man, because while, political classes out here speed running immunity, let's talk about the Erica Kirk. We haven't talked about it in a few weeks. Let's talk about that hug with J.D. Vance, like they had just closed a real estate deal in Buckhead, okay? Or maybe just ending of a Tinder date. I don't know. But she gets asked about it, okay? And she's saying maybe people need to hug themselves. It was just overblown, right? Megyn Kelly then asks about grabbing the ass, and Erica says, yeah, I probably should have, right?
You're an intense hugger. Whoever is like hating on a hug needs a hug themselves. I will give you a free hug anytime you want a hug. I love language is touch, if you will. But seriously, that hug. So I will give you a play-by-play. Walking. They just played the emotional video. I'm walking over. He's walking over. I'm starting to cry. He says he's so proud of you, and I say God bless you, and I touch the back of his head. Anyone who I've hugged that I have touched the back of your head when I hug you, I always say God bless you. That's just me. If you want to take that out of context, go right ahead. Again, that to me shows that you need a hug more than anyone else. So if anyone...
They were acting like you touched the back of his ass.
I feel like I wouldn't get as much hate if I did that versus...
Well... What can I say, man? Ma'am, you are the strongest widow in American history. I mean, CIA interrogators don't compartmentalize this well. Holy hell. Emotional attachment, 10 of 10. Mossad would be proud, right? But speaking of Mossad level behavior, let's move to the latest FBI bedtime story. Kash Patel, yes, that one, Crash Patel, crash dummy. He's saying, he comes out exclusive, saying the FBI has concluded that the Trump shooter, Thomas Crooks, acted alone after a global investigation. Yeah, global investigation. Yeah, bro, because nothing says lone random kid who worked at a senior home cafeteria like a guy with multiple disposable cell phones, dry fire footage practicing pistol manipulations, the shooting precision of someone who didn't learn on YouTube, and pre-operational behavior that looks straight out of a training manual. But sure, yeah, acted alone. Just like Epstein took himself out, just like every PSYOP shooter had no motive, just like Vegas shooter made no sense and so it vanished overnight. The FBI loves this script, man. They should really copyright it. And while they're trying to lull you to sleep with a lone wolf fairy tale, something far more important is happening right above your head, literally. Let's talk drones. We hadn't in a minute. Let's talk about it, because this is the story nobody's talking about on purpose. Skidio, remember when they were cute consumer drone? You know, you make selfie drones for people who call every hike a quest. Yeah, now they're fully embedded with military, federal agencies, right? And every police department with a pulse, okay? Hundreds of agencies, over 800. And when you pull that full list, these things pop up. Fly autonomously. Use AI to track moving targets. Read your license plate from hundreds of feet up. Scan neighborhoods in minutes. Stream night vision and thermal straight to command centers. Dock themselves on rooftop stations for 24/7 flight cycles. And that ain't futurism. That's today. And while everybody's arguing over the Epstein files, the Charlie Kirk conspiracies, and TikTok gossip, a nationwide surveillance grid got installed without a vote, without a debate, without a whisper. And JD Vance will be the guy running next, and he's in bed with Palantir and all those guys, right? He's in bed with all those guys, all that AI. I did a video a few weeks called The New Mag, and if you did not watch it, you need to go watch it, because that's what's coming. They want an AI surveillance state. Is what they want, and that's what they're going to go for. And you want more? Let's talk New Jersey. Okay. 1 year after the drone hysteria over Morris County, military bases, police reports, civilians calling in sightings. Remember all those videos we saw, man? I had guys that were sending me videos of these drones the size of Escalades floating over their house. Remember that? Remember the police officer, the footage coming out of the water, these like horde of drones coming out of the water? Yeah. No answer still. No answers. Witness says the craft was bus sized. Okay. Some said it could hijack control of nearby recreational drones. No agency claimed it. No agency investigated it publicly. And after all that, nothing to see here, guys. But hold up, because there's much darker connection. This is exactly what Green Beret Matthew Livelsberger warned us about before he died. Unidentified drones probing sensitive sites, no official explanation, government downplaying and dismissing every report. His entire complaint was that the intelligence agencies were ignoring it or covering it, the incursions. And what did the government do? What did Biden said? Nothing. Trump's administration, through Karen Leavitt, said nothing as well. The exact same script, different puppets, okay? When both administrations lie the same way, you're not looking at partisanship. You're looking at policy. But don't worry. While a silent drone grid goes up over your city, the elites are grabbing behinds. The FBI is telling bedtime stories, and Comey gets dismissed on a clerical error. Nothing ever happens. Nothing ever changes. Nobody ever gets punished, right? And it's like whenever we talk about Milley, we talk about Fauci, we talk about all these people, and nothing ever happens. Obama committed treason, Hillary, Benghazi. I mean, the list goes on. It's us and them, okay? And again, Trump gave Ukraine an ultimatum, okay? That they need to end it, the war, or that he's pulling funding. And then the answer is that he's not.
No,
Not my final. So your taxpayer dollars will still keep going there. Although there was an ultimatum given, not my final ultimatum. What does it mean then? But let's end with something a little more practical, something that can actually save a life, unlike the DOJ. Okay. Now, this story is actually old, but it did not come across my feed. I'd never heard of it before. I'd not seen it. And whenever I went digging on it, luckily, people were called to justice for it. But the thing is, someone lost their life. So therefore, that's, doesn't end well, right? Jonesboro, Georgia, two thugs walk into a store. Victim has his gun stuffed in his back pocket like he's carrying a damn TV remote. They snatch it. He chases them outside, and he gets shot and killed with his own gun. Okay. Let me play the video. Keep an eye on Black Hoodie here. He's got a backpack on.
Hey, man, that's my gun, man. Give my pistol back, bro.
I'm sure he just took it and he's going to give it back because you asked him, bro.
Don't do me like that, dog. Hey,
Now, you see this? He's pulling out an AR, the Black Hoodie guy.
come on, bro. Bro, come on, man. Don't do me like that, dog. Hey, y'all don't do me like that, bro. Hey, come on, dog. Hey, bro. Hey.
I'm not sure why he's talking like that. I'm not very clear on why he's I don't know.
Hey, don't do me like that, bro. Hey, that was wrong, bro. Nah.
And then they just keep popping off. You're going to see everybody starts exiting the gas station. Sad day. But guys, a firearm is not a fashion accessory. Okay. If you carry like this, you're basically volunteering for a posthumous Darwin Award. Okay. Weapon retention is life or death. Okay. And, this guy unfortunately had to lose his life. So also understand where you are, right? Pay attention, stay frosty. You heard that before. But some quick lessons for men who actually want to stay alive. Forward of hip carry, guys, only. Forward of hip carry, okay? Appendix, if you want maximum retention, right here. And I know some guys say, man, I can't because my belly got to lose that thing. Need to have forward of hips, okay? That way you can access with either hand. Got it on the 3 or 4 o'clock, you can't access it. You're going to have a hard time getting over there. That way you can access with either hand, okay? You can also grab it, cradle it real quick. Never 3 or 4 o'clock for concealment, man. It's the easiest angle to snatch. Somebody to walk up and behind you just like this guy. Now, he had it in his back pocket, right? But concealed means concealed. Not look at my gun peeking out like a plumber's crack, okay? And if you do, you can't even carry, if you do 3 or 4, right? Or front, you pin and twist, right? Hips forward, trap the gun, rotate inward, okay? Okay. So that way they can't get it. They're breaking away. Same thing, pin and twist out. I've got videos on the combative section of Black Scout Survival YouTube channel from many years ago. It's why I also talk about carrying a edge weapon, because I can pin it, grab the edge weapon, and start cutting free of that arm like a piece of rope. Just start cutting at that arm. Okay. In Kali, we call it defanging the snake. So taking out the weapons delivery systems of the attacker. See a lot of people with a blade, and we're going to do blade ops classes here soon on site in a safe house. I'll put the schedule up and everything. But the thing is that you want to stop the deployment, okay, by going here. A lot of people with knife go for the body, go for the throat. Your reach is far, and if you go start hitting, defanging their snake, cutting they're not going to last long, okay? Also control your bubble. If someone gets too close behind you in line, okay, somebody gets too close to you in line, take a half step to the side, okay, and then blade off your stance, okay? And don't care what people think about you. Don't care. Don't care at all. Don't care if people think you're weird, whatever. You're staying alive, okay? And buy a real holster. If it costs you $12 at Walmart, it's a sock. It's not a holster, right? A gun doesn't make you dangerous. A lot of people have this misconception. They think because I carry a firearm that they're dangerous. You're not dangerous. The weapon can be dangerous in the right person's hands, but you're not dangerous. It doesn't make you dangerous. And sitting out there shooting at a static target, right, doesn't make you combat ready, okay? Training makes you dangerous. A gun without training makes you a liability, just like this guy. He found out the hard way. And that's where we have to make sure you stay hard to kill. That's the importance. That's why I talk about it, these sort of things. Go watch my old combatants videos and get that information if you want to. We'll, like I said again, we'll have blade ops classes and some other classes as well. I'll be bringing in some other guys too to do some training, some other training as well. But guys, this is where we're at in America, man. The elites can get away with anything. Drones are mapping your city at 3 a.m. while you're sleeping, and the average man is carrying his pistol like it's a pack of Skittles. Okay. Sad story. But you got to stay frosty, Stratton, and dangerous, guys. Anyway, I'll see you tomorrow night. Black Scout out.
2, 3. 4, 2.